Hey guys, this video is for our kindergarten through first grade team for September. This is really the third weekend in September, but we are only on week 2 since we just had our kickoff last weekend and we just kind of started everything up last weekend. So this is really the second week that we are doing this theme of dirty jobs, even though this will be for September 16th. So our theme is dirty jobs and our life app is initiative, seeing what needs to be done and doing it. So last week we started with the story about Nehemiah. And Nehemiah heard about the wall that needed to be rebuilt in Jerusalem. And our bottom line was be on the lookout for what needs to be done. Well, this week we're continuing in the story of Nehemiah. And Nehemiah is planning to rebuild the wall. So our bottom line is don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. Great life hack for the month. Our memory verse of this month is work at everything you do with all your heart. Work as if you were working for the Lord. Colossians 3:23. Great verse. A little long, but they will get it. This past week, our kindergartners moved up and everyone else moved up. It was great. The kindergartners loved it. They did an awesome job in the large group, so we're looking forward to week 2. So heading into our leader guide, just huge, so important to be here at 8:30 and 10:30 so that you can huddle up with your team and pray. Pray for your small group kids, just that God would remove the attitude of it's not my job to do it, and instead give them hearts that are eager and willing to help. And just pray for each other as a team. Ask for prayer requests for each other. Praise what's going on in your lives. And just take a couple minutes right at 8:30 and 10:30 to pray. Then when kids start to roll in at 8:40 and 10:40, make sure you know everybody's name. Ask about their week. Help our first-time guests feel really welcome and included. And then as they're playing with their toys on the carpet, you could be asking them, what's your least favorite job? What job are you always happy to do? What's a job you would like to do but you're not quite old enough? What's a job that an adult in your house always does that you think is not important? And what might happen if they didn't do this job? So just kind of getting their minds tracking along that. Then for their interactivity at 9 and 11, you're going to play a game called Beat the Clock Wall Building. So each group will have either some Jenga blocks or some dominoes, and then you'll just need your phone. You'll need the timer out on your phone, or you can look at the clock on the wall because there is a second hand on the clock. So you're going to divide your small group into 2 teams, and you're going to give each team a set of blocks or dominoes. And you're going to explain that you're going to give each team 1 minute to build the tallest wall that they can. And to make this more challenging, you could tell kids they can only use one hand. They have to place the other hand behind their back if you need to, like maybe if you play a second round. And so then you're going to give them 1 minute, and when time is called, you're going to look at both walls and declare a winner. And then the losing team gets a 30-second penalty for the next round. So then play again, but give the losing team only 30 seconds. And again, when time is called, survey both walls and declare a winner. And then the team that had to wait out the penalty, obviously, they're going to have the shorter wall. So what you're going to say is, guys, how did it feel when you had to wait because of the penalty? What would happen if you always waited when there was a job to be done? So you probably wouldn't get it done, right? So let's go to large group and find out if Nehemiah waited or if he got busy doing the job that was right before him. So then you'll head across the hall to large group. Just make sure that you're sitting with your small group on the carpet, helping them to engage in the story and worship. When you get back to your room, after large group is over, you're going to do an activity called What Job Is It? So you're going to have a little plastic baggie of all these different jobs on your cart. And so what you're going to do is you're going to have kids circle up on the floor, and you're going to encourage the first kid to take a picture from the bag and look at the picture of the job. And if they're not sure what the job is, you might have to help them. So we've got, putting laundry away or doing laundry, helping out your little brother or sister, sweeping up, doing the dishes, making your bed, brushing your teeth, putting your shoes on, tying your shoes, putting your shoes away, any of those they might think, walking your dog, feeding your dog, picking up your toys, picking up outside, and then taking out the trash. So if you need to help them figure out some motions, you might have to kind of give them a hint, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to be pantomiming the tasks, and the other kids are going to guess what the job is that they picked. So you might have to help show them how to do that. So here's some examples for some of those ways that you could show them how to do those jobs. And then you'll just close this activity down by saying, so guys, we can name lots of jobs that we see every day that need to be done. But if we're honest, sometimes we think that someone else is going to do it. So we wait for someone else to do it. But initiative means that we see what needs to be done, so we get the job done. That's what Nehemiah did. And by rebuilding the wall, He protected so many people. So don't wait for someone else to do what needs to be done. Instead, decide that you're the perfect person for the job and get it done. So then for the memory verse review, you just need some sticky notes and a marker. And again, you're going to help kids look up and read Colossians 3:23, and you're going to practice it with the hand motions. And then as kids are repeating the verse with the motions, you're going to write out each word of the verse on a separate sticky note, including the Colossians 3:23 part. And then you're going to place those sticky notes on the wall. You can kind of build a wall with them going up the wall. And you're going to point to each word as you say the verse again, and then you're going to remove maybe 1 or 2 sticky notes at a time and repeat it. So see if they can say the verse with a word or 2 missing. And then you'll just continue to remove different sticky notes until they can practice saying the verse from memory. So you'll close out by saying, guys, this verse tells us to work at everything with all of our hearts. Notice it doesn't say some things or only the things that someone else tells us to do. So when we see something that needs to be done, let's do it. Don't wait for somebody else to do what needs to be done. If we want to do something like we're doing it for God, we won't wait for somebody else to do it. We will do it ourselves. And then you will just close down in prayer. You don't need anything. You're just going to gather the kids in a circle, and they're going to sit crisscross applesauce and really, really close so that their knees are touching. And you're going to explain that we're going to do a prayer called call and response. So I'm going to make a statement about a job that needs to be done, and then you guys are going to say, don't wait. So, God, we want to show initiative this week. So when we see a friend who can't carry all their stuff on their own, don't wait. Or when we see mom and dad putting away the laundry, don't wait. And just kind of go through the prayer and have them practice saying, don't wait. And then as adults arrive, just encourage kids to say this month's memory verse using the motions and to teach it to their family. Make sure if kids weren't here last week that they get a parent cue and a memory verse card. And we even have these little baggies that are going to have some little devotionals in it for the kids and a little finger puppet. I think if I can find it in here. Let's see if I can find the one that's in this bag. Yep. It looks like this so that they can look for what needs to be done and do it. Show initiative. So we'll have some extras of those if you have kids that weren't here this week. Guys, thank you for serving. Thank you for being just such amazing small group leaders, especially for our younger kids. They just love being here on Sunday mornings. You guys are so organized and just on top of it. So thank you, and we'll see you on Sunday.